Hello and welcome to part 2 of the series of tutorials on using EndNote at RIT. Once again, this is Roman Kashakar, Computing and Information Sciences Librarian at the RIT Libraries. And we left off at the end of part 1 on the EndNote info guide, the adding references page specifically. And in this portion of the tutorial series, I want to demonstrate some methods for collecting references and adding them to your personal library in EndNote. Note that the guide page contains subpages on various methods for doing this. It's possible to directly export references from the library catalog and from some library databases, and it is possible to capture references with the use of a browser toolbar, but primarily what we're going to be interested in doing is importing references and adding references and PDFs using the EndNote Click browser extension. So on this page, I have detailed instructions on how to enter and import references into your EndNote library, and I want to demonstrate some of those for you now. We're going to start with a demonstration of importing references from Google Scholar. In Google Scholar, before you import any references, you'll want to look at your settings and make sure that the bibliography manager settings are set to show links to import citations into EndNote. So make sure that this is configured properly. By default, Google Scholar will not show any citation import links. So you always want to make sure that this setting is configured properly. And then you can search Google Scholar, and Google Scholar will insert and import into EndNote link under the results. And you can use this to generate a file that can be imported into EndNote online. So I've downloaded that file. Now I want to log in to EndNote Online. And one of the options I have is to collect references and import references. And that is what I will do here. Now I need to choose the file that I downloaded. So I simply go to my download folder and open that file. I can choose the import option, which in this case is EndNote import. And that has to do with the format that Google Scholar generates. This .enw file format correlates to the EndNote import option. And then I have to select a destination. And I can send that to a particular group of references that I've created, or I can send it to the unfiled area, which I think I will do at this point. Unfiled is just a location where you can save references to before organizing them. And I see that one reference was imported into unfiled. And if I click on unfiled, I can actually see what was imported. And it is a good idea to review the information to make sure it is accurate. In this case, yes, EndNote identified this as a journal article. These are the author names, the title, the year, journal name, volume number, issue number, page numbers, all of the data elements that I would need for a proper bibliographic citation. And if desired, I could copy and paste the abstract in. I could attach the file or figures to this reference. I could copy and paste in a URL, and I can make notes in these bottom fields as annotations to this. Next, I would like to demonstrate how to import references from the RIT library's summon search. And there are some instructions present on the info guides page as well for future reference. We'll go over to our library website, and I can search summon. And when I find a book that I'm interested in, or a record that I'm interested in adding, some of these are books, some of these are ebooks, some of them are video recordings, and some are probably articles, but in this case, it's an ebook. I can look at the triple dot menu here, which is more actions, and I can export to EndNote. This will once again produce a file with the citation, and in this case, the file format extension is .ris. And if I go back to EndNote, and I'm looking at my unfiled references right now, I can collect, import references, and choose that new file. The import option in this case will be RIS. And again, I want to select a destination, which will once again be unfiled. So it's important to choose the correct import option so that EndNote can read the information in the downloaded file. Now I have two items in unfiled, and one of them is the exported file from my summon search. If you want a method to save references and full text articles without having to download and import citation files, then the EndNote Click browser plugin is a great option. This will also require you to fill out a free registration, and you can use your EndNote Online account to access EndNote Click if you want a convenient and easy integration. So you can store PDF documents in your personal locker and integrate with popular search tools as well. And you can integrate your content that's saved in EndNote Click to your EndNote Online library. So let's see how this works in practice. Here is a record for an article that I wish to save. And if I open up EndNote Click, I can see that there is a search Google Scholar button. I can also access my locker of everything that has been added in the past. But looking at my actual article that I wish to save, I can view the PDF through EndNote Click, which is this purple indicator in the bottom left. And EndNote Click will save this to my locker. And then I can push the reference information to EndNote on the web by clicking that button. And then when I go back to my EndNote account, there will now be 3 items in my unfiled folder. And one of those is the reference information that was ported over from EndNote Click. And there it is. In part 3 of this tutorial series, I'll focus on these 3 references I've saved in my unfiled folder and demonstrate some methods you can use to organize them and, by extension, organize your library of references in EndNote.